Let me ask you something, Mike.
Rest of them bitches.
Obviously, you've been through a lot of therapy at this point, and Leslie's always talking about.
I've been to psych wards. You ever been there, Les?
No, but I always said
Yes.
I wanted to go, but I'm so like sanitary. I would lose my shit because I don't like nasty stuff. I don't
When
like.
they come around, they come with the glass, the water, and the fucking pills.
And you be like, you just be high all day.
Oh, nigga, you can't move. So you can see everything, you just can't move.
Fuck. Nah, but see, I believe.
Thorazine, they hit
I
me with
believe in therapy.
Thorazine now, but now they got the Prozac and that other stuff. But they said,
What does that shit feel like, Prozac?
Even know, I don't remember.
See, that shit have you
remember.
fucking out there.
Oh man, I wasn't. Oh Lord.
But you do believe in therapy for men, though.
Absolutely, I believe in therapy for everybody. Everybody has issues. Everybody killed people. Everybody robbed from people. Everybody loved people. Everybody hate people. But what kind of perspective can we put it in? You know, we have all those characteristics. How do we work it out where they're not offensive anymore?
But see, this is what I always tell. Like women, we'll go to. What would you say to men? That's the same thing I asked Charlamagne. Is what would you say to men to encourage them to go to therapy?
Well, listen. Either you want to be happy or you want to be right with your family. You make that decision, and if you make the right decision, you're going to see that therapist. We know we need to go see somebody. I know I need to have people. What do you call, like, supporters? You know, I need those people in my life. You know, people from anti-drugs, anti-sex acts, all that stuff. I need them in my life. Without them in my life, I'm dead. And so I realized that. And I didn't know that before, but now I understand that.
Mike,
you have to get your tribe.
Let me ask you this: if
Yes, Lenny?
Customato lives another 10 years, right? How is your life different?
I've been champion longer. I'd have probably been married earlier. He believed in all that stuff, married young, having families and all that stuff. He didn't believe in running around and all that stuff.
Really?
That's old school, though. You make money, you have a job, you get a family, and you live happily ever after.
Do you think you would have been happier?
I don't know what I would have been back then. Probably not, but I was willing to give up my happiness to accomplish my goals.
Interesting. All right, I have one more deep question for you. So, you've talked before. I've watched a lot of tape. Through boxing, you found a purpose and a confidence and this ego. How do you install these things in your kids? Or is there a confidence like, my daddy's Mike Tyson? You know what I mean? Like you've been through hell and they realize you've told them all the stories and they don't want to, live through that hell. How do you instill the confidence in them that you didn't have?
I let them fail. I let them fail.
Leslie talks about this all the time.
All the time.
I let them fail. They don't like failing, and we discuss failing.
Interesting.
And we discuss that failing is just the antidote for success.
What do I say all the time? You will not recognize success until you fail.
Correct.
Oh, listen. You can listen. You can't be That's interesting. That you can't have knowledge without first being the fool. Has to be a fool. If you're looking for knowledge, you have to be a fool first. If you're afraid to be a fool, you're never going to receive any knowledge.
It's fucking true.
You gotta be afraid to be. You can't be afraid to be embarrassed. Can't be afraid to be humiliated.
Do you think that, like Leslie and I think that possibly these kids today, they don't get that instilled in them. They won't let them fail, or they don't accept it. Like, it's okay. They're too. They don't fall hard enough.
They get participation.
It's so easy
awards.
for them to kill themselves too.
Yeah,
and hurt themselves.
True.
Just to get a night out, or just to go to a club, or can't go to the Bakers Union or something. Just can't handle discipline.
Well, can't handle rejection is the thing that I find is that, like, you learn rejection first in your house. You know what I'm saying? You learn no in your house first.
Well, listen, I got my ass kicked a lot. If I ever talk back to my mother beat my ass and a boyfriend beat my ass, I was in check. As a kid, I was in check. That's why I ran in the streets. I was in the streets young, like 11 years old. I just ran away. The cops would catch me, bring me back home. My mother would beat my ass right in front of the cops. Just beat my ass. And they would do it on purpose. They would not lock me up. They'd bring me to my mother.
Well, that's, back in the day, you used to be more scared of your parents than
Hell
police.
yeah.
I would be like, call the fucking police.
Exactly. That's why I was locked up most of the
call
time.
my fucking dad,
Leslie,
man.
that's why I was locked up. I don't want to go home.
Man, do not call my daddy,
There's
man.
no food home. You go
Man,
to the institution,
dude.
they got food, they got cookies and milk.
Well, we were good on that, but like the gangsters was scared of my dad. My dad was a sharpshooter, and I just remember this gangster. He came out, they was having this party and shit, and there was this gangster pissing in his bush, and he wouldn't got his fucking gun, and he was like, I'm gonna hit at least 5 of you motherfuckers before y'all even get up here. So like it was just like
Where your father from the country somewhere?
Yeah, my dad's from
Listen,
Arkansas.
my father's from North Carolina, right? And he was telling me this story. He's in the bar and he's talking to this girl, and some guy came in and punched him off the bar and hit him. This nigga goes all the way back to North Carolina to get his gun. You know how easy to get the gun in Brooklyn, New York? He goes to North Carolina on a bus and come back with his rifle to shoot this nigga. He found the guy. The guy's back in the restaurant that he smacked him in, and he shot him. I guess
What?
that day
So
everybody hung
that
out
was like,
there.
I just need this rifle. I need this rifle.
Why do you have to shoot him with that rifle?
Because
the rifle that he hunts rabbits with. He hunts rabbits with this rifle.
That's the rifle he needed to do his business with, damn it.
Right, no, you understand what I'm saying, Len. Why?
hell
You in
yeah.
Brooklyn, you can get a gun around the corner.
God, that's some funny shit. That's some country shit right there. You know, that's
Some country ass people.
That's some
man.
country shit. Yeah.
Some country
Yeah.
people. My family from country.
Yeah, my
ass
dad
niggas.
too. My dad did not play that shit. That's why I was just like, this is what I always tell people. I feel like their generation went through it. Their generation before that went through it. As far as getting raised and discipline and stuff. And I really feel like what happened was our parents was like, okay, I'm gonna discipline my kids because this is what I was disciplined.
You know what? No,
and
that's
then
not
we
why they
were
do it.
like, oh, that's not cool. I'm not gonna discipline my kid like that. And then it just washed out and it just got thinner and
Earlier,
thinner.
like when we were younger, they beat our ass because they didn't want nobody else to beat our ass.
True that.
And that's how it started in slavery. They beat their ass.
You know
for
what?
the
That's
slave master
kind of
didn't
that's
give 'em.
kind of true because my mom would be like you're not gonna act this way in front of other people. So
Oh,
let
my
me make
mother
sure.
would beat my ass.
My mom just man. And when I be telling him about shit he be like, wow, so your parents beat? No, they didn't beat me. They whooped my ass. Like there's a difference between being
God,
beat.
listen, God forbid if I went like this.
Well, I always went like that. No, you
Yeah,
know
the
what I
chicken
always
on the
do?
You
chin.
hit fighting back?
No, you know
They
what I
think
always
I'm
do?
fighting back, Lynn.
You know-
No, I'm not fighting
You
back.
know what I did one time? I grabbed a belt once. I grabbed the belt once, and it was like trying
Black
to tug a
people,
war with my
nah,
mom, and my mom was like, "Oh,
You
okay,
want to fight back?
you can have that belt." And she dropped the belt and started fucking me up. She was like, "I don't need no fucking belt to fuck you up." Like,
Don't
Yo.
grab the weapon.
don't grab the goddamn belt.
Take that lick.
Take
Don't
that lick
grab
and
that
fucking
fuck-
keep
and
it
don't
moving.
put your hands up. Let them hit you in the head with it all over. You
Man.
put your hands up. Oh,
Man,
fuck.
we used to get like that's why I was just like, I don't know if I believe in hardcore
I
whooping
couldn't
like
beat
that.
my kids like that.
I don't
could
think that
never
they
beat
could.
my
These kids
like that.
could never take that. They would go straight to school and tell everybody,
Oh,
"My
we all
mom
be
is fucking
locked
beating the
up.
shit." We would be locked the fuck up. So what I would say about that is that a bitch know boundaries, a bitch know right from wrong, a bitch has morals. You're
Listen, right now, if somebody's screaming, getting their ass beat by the parents, somebody outside hear that scream, go tell the cop. They just be laughing at my ass downstairs.
What?
Those
Oh
guys
my
just
God,
be laughing.
yes.
They hear me through the
Are
window.
you kidding?
They laughing at my
Yes,
ass.
because you know you needed that ass whooping.
Right, today they would call the cops. Right there, they were all laughing downstairs. The
Man,
grown
you
people.
didn't. Well, first of all, you didn't call the cops back then on your parents, or you was gonna really
They do that now. Now.
Oh my God!
Cop
It's so-
City,
my,
baby.
I remember my mom used to be like, "Please call them. I'm gonna wait for them outside, smoking my cigarette.
but cops don't
first, I'm
come
gonna
back
fuck
then.
you up. I'm gonna fuck you up first, because you know they gotta get here, and they gotta get into the house, and that means they gotta come through me. So I'm gonna fuck you up now. So you go ahead and call them, so I can have my cigarette." And that was the coldest shit. My mom used to be cold blooded with that shit.